Okay, now, before we do the test, I want to comment on the book, page 27. This is a quick review of the concept that I teach, that I believe is true. That I use the triangle as a model. Look at the picture. The triangle is a model. The truth is, everything affects everything. You good? Now, on the top of the triangle, that's mental, emotional, spiritual. At the peak is spirit. You can divide the top of the triangle into three components. The center component is you, the true you, the divinely designed, you can call it, you're existed as an intelligence, you've got a spirit, that's who you are. And then you came to earth and you got a brain, that's the mental. You also got the heart, that's the emotional part of you, what you think and what you feel. They're critically important. If you have anger, if you have hate, envy, jealousy, fear, that subtracts from your, that's a hole in the bucket. Okay? I saw a lady today who's been married 25 years. Her husband said, I want a divorce. Now that's an emotional, mental, spiritual, big hole. Okay, it's a huge hole in her. It will affect, it affect her back and neck and legs. She came today with that kind of pain from an emotional overload. Okay, so anything can cause any other part of the body. The whole triangle is, remember this word, it's in the book, synchronous. Synchronous means it all works together all the time. Any change in one part affects every other part. Even when you sit down at the table and eat something, it affects the strength in your legs, it affects the function of your brain. I saw a young lady yesterday, 25 years old. She was diagnosed at age 6 with ADHD. She's been treated her whole life for ADHD. Now she sleeps 12 hours a day. She was at my class and she said, I sleep 12 hours a day. Well, I finally got to examine her. She doesn't eat. Maybe once a day. Snacks a little bit. Her brain is starved. I looked at her mouth. Her gut is totally inflamed. Like you can see it's on the tongue and underneath her, totally inflamed. So her bucket is down here. Now she's 25. It's going to take her probably 2 years to get up here. She wants to have a family. Would it be good for her to get pregnant now? No. If she did, how healthy would the baby be? Might not live. Okay. So it's all connected always. So whenever we plug one hole, we help the whole bucket. Think of the bucket as three major divisions, just like the triangle. You take the triangle and lay it this way, you have three different components in the bucket. They all matter. So when I talk about balance, I'm not talking about only the body. I'm talking about balancing the chemistry. You must eat breakfast. That's what goes in. You must be careful what you put on your body, because what you put on your body goes in your body. Your hand soap, lotion, potion, herbs, oils. A lot of people think that they can fix the body from the outside with lotions and potions and drugs. You can't. All healing comes from down inside out, automatically, if you create the right environment. So our goal, our challenge down here where the rubber meets the road, is to create the environment so that health can occur. It will occur automatically. What guides it? Innate. Where does innate get its power? From God. In medical, it's called the universal intelligence. You all have your little portion of it. And if you don't believe your body can heal, you reduce the power. You can shut down the power of innate by fear or by disbelief. And right now, the whole world is being attacked by negative force, evil, to create fear and lack of faith. It's huge, and it's becoming worse. It's going to be more bad than it is now. So it's more important, and I encourage you, it's more important to have more faith now than ever before. Same with their kids and grandkids, and they're way off track. All the people I talk to about kids, the kids are in trouble because they've been dumbed down and taught to have lack of faith. And they violate laws and principles that they know are wrong, but they do it. For example, I probably shouldn't do this on tape, but I'm going to do it. I have a grandson. I saw him last night. He's very strong, almost ready of the age to go on a mission. And he's bragging about, I asked him, how much are you getting paid? And he told me, he gave me that number, and he said, but it's under the table, so I don't have to pay any taxes. Well, I go, wow, now we have a conflict. So he's doing things that he knows are not appropriate for his spirit. So he will lose power in this whole triangle because of that one thing. Okay, let's go to the test. Motion, balance, and alignment. Number one, diet is more important than posture. Number two, what I don't know is hurting me. Therefore, it's always learning. Therefore, to be always learning truth is good for me. True. Now, you've heard this before. All truth is not equal. There's a lot of truth that's relevant but not important, right? And to be constantly learning doesn't mean a thing if you're learning things that are not good. Again, for example, I have grandkids that know all about a lot of games. They've got them mastered. When we lived in Colorado, I was a home teacher for the Council of the Stake Presidency. One day we were talking about and a person who applied for a job at his company. They have a big company, and the person who applied for his job is a returned missionary, 23-year-old kid, put on his application some of the degrees he had earned as a gamer.
Oh my goodness.
I'm a colonel at this particular event. It's like, oh, you know.
So what?
So what?
They were not real people in those games.
He was totally disconnected.
They could care what they're doing.
Yeah.
I had to explain that to my grandson.
Yeah.
Number three, proper alignment cannot occur without proper balance and motion, thus creating a state of accelerated breakdown. That's true. Underline accelerated breakdown. And think of your car tire. If you have a car tire that is out of alignment, and your car pulls one way, or it's out of balance, meaning it or wobbles, you can buy $200 tire with an $80,000 capability, and you can wear it out in 20,000, 25,000 miles. Why? Because it's not aligned, it's not balanced. You do the same thing with your knee. That's why you can't go upstairs. Something's out of alignment. Something's out of alignment.
Is my sacral slide gonna get me back?
Pardon?
Is the sacral slide gonna get me back into alignment so I can do stairs?
Okay, sacral slide will help with all the alignment that is above or below. That's one of the most important things you can possibly do. I said many times, as a chiropractor, I've treated thousands of people over and over throughout their lifetime. I have never once checked a person who did not treat the sacrum. It's always some off. Same is true at the top. Almost every person has some kind of a restriction of motion, some kind of an imbalance in the head. That's why I've taught you how to do the occipital release and the microcranial mobilization. You can do more good for yourself by doing those 3 procedures. That will extend your life, quality and quantity. Number 4, the sore foot, ankle and toe, knee does not only cause pain and aberrant movement, that means wobble, and frustration, but also breathing and gut issues. It's true, because when you wobble, you rotate the spine, that affects the nerves, that affects the organs, that affects the function, always.
I've noticed when people have, say, an injured ankle and they wear a brace or a foot protector, it throws their whole body off when they walk. So by the time the ankle is fixed, their body's out of whack.
And out of whack. That means the compensation is now a problem. Sometimes the compensation, that's the adaptation, can be now a primary problem.
Yeah.
So now we go from a functional adaptation to pathology. When you get to the pathology, you do the same kind of therapy, you do it more intensely. Like the lady that asked me about her brother who had pancreatic cancer, she said, "Can you help him?" I said, "Yes, I can help anybody." Why? Because I'm dealing with universal laws, and it's not me that does the healing. So my question was, how old is he? How old is he? And, how full is the bucket? He says, "Oh, he's young, he's strong, so he's in a good bucket. A lot of things are working well. So he probably has 1 or 2 or 3 big holes that need to be fixed." Okay? And sometimes the big hole can be mental. I have a friend right now who had to work out of state. He didn't want to work out of state. He wanted to be home. But to be home, he had to be sick. So guess what?
You got sick.
He got sick. They sent him home. He come home, he's happy. But he's still sick because he created it. 5, and it is my portion of the universal intelligence given to me to aid me in my survival. Circle the word survival. That's about a D. Maybe C minus, a D. It's not an F. But to be healthy, I must employ universal laws to facilitate health.
True.
True. So what do you do when you think you're getting sick? Oh, I'm coming down. I had a lady say, we get attacked by the virus. I said, so what? So what? You facilitate. You facilitate. How do you do that? You heat up the body with get a hot tub that speeds everything up. Gives your body energy. You get more sleep, eat better food, You forgive everybody. That's part of the problem with a lot of people. They hold grudges. Number 6, all tissue is constantly changing and adapting either toward your breakdown or remodeling to improve and be more better.
True.
Totally true. Choose 7. The speed and quality of my recovery, remodeling, and regeneration is affected by what? All the above. And M and N, that's a big deal. You could put faith and fear on a teeter-totter again. Do you have more faith or more fear? If you have a lot of fear, good luck. Now you're gonna end up over here. Number 8. Oh, this is a good one. After choices: federal government, insurance company, spouse.
Dr. Smith.
What?
How about Dr. Smith?
No. Okay. Do I want to be responsible for you?
No, you sure helped a lot.
Well, who do we blame if we screw up then?
Yourself?
Same
No, we
person.
can't do that because, then I have to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Can you read the question?
Pardon?
Can you please read the question?
The question.
Number 8.
Number 8. Who is most responsible for me?
Me.
Me. I am. If I got a headache, I earned it. My low back sore, I earned it. I stubbed my toe, I earned it. Last September, I fell and broke my hip. Still sore. Hasn't had time yet to heal. Hasn't had not even a year. The bone was cracked, ligaments were torn, tendons were torn, blood vessels were torn, tissue was stretched, damaged, inflammation. It hasn't had time to heal. It's almost there. It's probably right now about a B minus. Sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not. But it hasn't had time. Who was responsible for that? Me. I didn't turn the light on when I got up at night to pee. I went to put my hand on the bed moved while I was,
It was
and I fell, boom, to the floor. I don't recommend you do that. Night lights are cheap, you could get them. Don't do what I did. Number 9, holistic health concepts. That's what I teach to you. That's what you're doing. When applied, you support to one who is stuck in or leaning toward the medically minded model. True. I saw a person this week who goes to a chiropractor on a regular basis. I said, you can keep going if you like him and you're happy and you get good results. I know what will happen. She will need to go less often if she does this stuff. And eventually she'll say, I don't need to do that. I can do it on my own. 10, worse than dying, being trapped in the body, riddled by violating eternal laws is a very painful penalty. True. For example, we have a fellow in our ward who I like a lot. When we moved in 6 years ago, his posture was bad. Overweight. I knew he had a lot of problems. I talked to him, tried to encourage him to come and learn and do and change and try to get his body better. He didn't. He was in a new marriage. They were old, both of them, for about 3 years. He happened to marry a good cook. So she was feeding him what he liked. What did he like?
meat, potatoes, and gravy.
And
Dessert.
dessert.
Yeah.
So he's a diabetic. I said, you got to change, man. You're old enough, you're going to get in trouble. oh, I'm happy, and I ride the horses, and we do this, and I hold with the grandkids, and we travel, and we do all this stuff. So in my mind, I'm thinking, this dude's got his priorities messed up, because a lot of people lose their health. People who are rich lose their health and think they can buy it back. It doesn't work that way. The body doesn't care. It has to obey certain laws. Well, he ended up having diabetes so bad, they amputated his leg at the knee. Did he learn? No. He kept doing the same thing, except now he's sitting around more. He's not riding horses, not traveling, not doing this thing. So he's eating more, getting more weight, bending more forward. Very good guy. Nice, pleasant, smart. But he didn't learn that one principle. So a year later, he cut off this leg. Now he has a little chair, and he's trapped. He's trapped in a body that's in bad shape. I was telling my grandson about it, because we went to church and I went over to talk to him. And my grandson said, well, one good thing about the whole thing is he doesn't have to buy shoes. Kids. Okay, number 11. I am currently involved and committed to doing active self-care to facilitate becoming better and better every day in every way. Now, if you are, sign that, notarize it. Put it in a drawer somewhere. If you're not, don't sign it. Wait until you are committed.
I already signed it.
You signed it already?
Yes.
I had a lady who comes often is in another class and sits here. She's heard me a lot. She knows what to do. She she brought her daughter to see me. She came with her and wanted me to check her. So I sat her on the table and said, I asked her, are you doing your homework? Her answer totally floored me. She said, no, I forget. I forget to do the self-care. Almost slugged her. Like, come on, dude. It only takes a couple minutes in the morning, a couple minutes at night. There should be no pain. It's quick, it's easy, it's very effective, very effective. You get better and better, slowly. You're remodeling, you're training the new tissue. Are there any questions?
Don't you know those are the two words that get you out of any trouble? I forgot.
I forgot. Yeah. I don't really recall.
It's like my piano students coming, I forgot my piano books.
You go into a lesson and forget the book.
They come to piano lesson, forgot the book. Yeah. Well, the grand. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your comments and questions.